Welcome to this asana practice for neck health to tone the ventral pathways of the vagus nerve. So if that's all too complicated for you, don't worry about it. It'll be good for you. Your neck health will be improved and the tone of the ventral pathway of the vagus nerve will be increased. And we'll also embody the yamas in this practice as well, the things we try not to do, the restraints, non-lying, non-stealing, non-greed, non-excess, and those always circle back around to the ultimate ethic of non-harming. In yoga, we are always multitasking, understanding that each action and non-action has many reverberations. So begin by finding your steady, easy seat, whatever that is for you, chair, block, bolster, mat, blankets. Sit up tall, observe your breath. And then on your next exhale, really let the breath out fully. Lift the low belly in and up. Let the chin drop in towards the chest. Inhale. Take the chin along the collarbone over to the right shoulder. Exhale. Come back through center. Inhale. Slowly take the chin over to the left shoulder. Exhale. Inhale right. Exhale center. Inhale left, exhale center, and then this time take a full circle. So inhale up and around. Don't go too far back. We don't want to lose any space in the back of the neck. And then exhale back through center and inhale other direction. Go slow. Feel what's happening in that cervical spine. And then inhale, lift the head up, and just notice right away there may be a difference from a few simple, gentle movements through the neck. And then rub your hands, get them nice and warm. And you'll take those hands and place them over your eyes. Cup the hands over the eyes and then rest the head, really rest the head. Give the full weight of the face, the head, the skull into your hands. Try to keep a little bit lifted up through the chest and wide across the collarbones. You will lose a little space there as we open the back of the heart. But let it be more about just letting that cervical spine relax. Inhale way up high into the nasal passages. Exhale through an open mouth. Soften behind the eyes, soften across the tops of the shoulders. 2 more like that. Inhale. Exhale. Whole ocular cavity softening, softening behind the eyes. And 1 more. And then use the hands to lift the head back up. And then release the hands down. And then taking the hands like so, palms facing forward, thumbs reaching in, fingers reaching up, elbows out and wide. And find that occiput and start to press the thumbs from the center out towards the ears. You can also go from the ears in towards the center. Have the feeling that you are lifting the skull right up off of the neck, the cervical spine. And also just touching into that more primitive part of the brain stem, and touching in directly to the ventral pathway, the vagus nerve. And then find the middle in between the nape of the neck and the ears on each side. Try to keep those elbows wide and fingers up to the sky. And we'll take a little tilt to the right. Make sure you keep lifting up and engaging through the right side body, opening up through the elbows. So just really supporting this highway of information that goes through the cervical spine. It's truly amazing. And then inhale through center, exhale over to the other side. On the left side, lift up through the left side body rather than falling to the left. And then inhale, come back through center. And exhale, bring the elbows towards each other, chin towards the neck, but try not to round through the back. So we're trying to keep this work a little bit isolated in the cervical spine, but you might feel also the capacity of the lungs here to open on the inhale and compress and empty out on the exhale. And just feeling that connection, because everything really is connected, as much as we might try to isolate the neck or the ventral vagus pathways. Very much all connected to everything beneath it, and we'll get into that soon, in a moment. Inhale, open, and exhale, release down. And just notice again if after this next simple series of movements, if there's a feeling of release, lightness, or buoyancy, or maybe you just got really aware of a place that feels tight or stuck, and that's important too. So welcome that information. And then bring the hands to the chest. You can have one hand over the other, maybe fingers just touching. Whatever feels comfortable for you and allows you to have buoyant elbows and a lifted chest. We'll do some cats and cows here. So again, feel you're really lifting up through the back of the neck, not losing any space there as you lift. And then on the exhale, bring the chin in. And now you can lift up through the low belly. Again, don't let this be too much about the dorsal spine, the lumbar spine. Let it be more about really moving through the cervical spine. But again, everything's connected, so you will feel that as well. Couple more. Inhale, lift, open, expand, exhale, pull in. Last one. Inhale, exhale. And again, releasing the arms down, pausing to feel what those actions, which did include some non-actions as well. We really don't want to be lying or stealing when it comes to the neck. It's so important to not be greedy and to not be excessive in our movements through the neck, but to be really safe. Inhale, float that right arm up. Reach out through the heel of the palm, through the wrist, fingers to the sky. And then let that left ear drop towards the left shoulder. Really reach out through the palm of the hand, up through the fingers. You can reach the arm back any amount. Relax that left shoulder down. Don't drop the chin and the nose down. Keep them pointing straight ahead or even up a little bit. So just flossing through that whole part of the nervous system that runs through the neck and out through the arm, into the wrist and the hand, the fingers. And then as you're ready, release that down and let the head float back up. Left arm comes up. Press out through the palm of the hand, up through the fingers, back any amount through the arm, and relax the right shoulder, and let that right ear drop towards the right shoulder. Reach in one direction, relax in the other direction. And then as you're ready, let the Arm come down and slowly bring the head back to center. And from here, I would invite you, if it's comfortable, to do this next posture in the Virasana variation of our seated posture. And I'm sitting on a block for added support and comfort. And then interlace the fingers, press them forward, feel the back of the heart open, but try to keep the chest also open and lifted. And inhale, reach up and over, lift from pubis to sternum, and exhale. Here you can really round the spine as much as you want. Pull the front body into the back body. And 2 more. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, open, expand, feel the back body engage. Exhale, contract. Feel that front body lift in and up, open the back body, empty out the breath completely. And bottom of that exhale, release the arms down, lift up through the spine, through the back of the neck, the crown of the head. And from here, we'll come into a threading of the needle. We have done that before, but today I invite you to take a bolster to ensure non-harming in this posture where we put a little bit of pressure on the neck. So preparing by coming into a tabletop position. And inhale, right arm sweeps up. And exhale, instead of coming on the mat, come on the bolster. And again, don't go too far. Lay the arm down, lay the head down. And we'll keep it super simple today. We don't do all this other stuff today. Just keep the hand on the mat. Press it down to lift up the left side of the chest. Pause and feel. Can you really let go through the neck and the head? Let them be heavy. Let the ribs do the work here, the navel, the low belly. And as you're ready, come up and out, come back to tabletop position. Other side. Inhale, sweep it up. Exhale, lay it down. Take your time, set yourself up, be supported, press that right arm down, lift the belly in and up. Press that left arm down as well. And see if you can give the full weight of your neck and head into the bolster. And as you're ready, press that right hand down, lift the neck and head up, pull the left arm back, move the bolster out of the way, and take a little rest in Balasana or puppy pose. So either forehead on the mat, hips back towards the heels, or if that's not comfortable for you, you can come into the puppy pose. But if possible, do let the head rest on the mat. And if it doesn't reach the mat, rest the head on the block or the bolster. Just again, giving that support to the neck. And then coming up and finding downward facing dog or whatever way works for you to come to forward fold. So maybe you're going to really move quickly through this downward dog and just walk the hands back or the feet forward. But if you can, take that downward dog, engage the whole body, really lifting up the hip creases, lifting up out of the hands into the armpits, but the head and the neck completely relaxed. And then same as you walk the feet forward and you find that forward fold, lift the quadriceps up, lifting the kneecaps up, draw the navel to the spine. If you can, for a moment, just resting that head on a block or maybe a chair.
So you have that moment of, again, letting the head and the neck really go and letting the rest of the body do the work here.
And as you're ready, inhale, rise up. Exhale, draw the palms together at the center of the chest. So working in mountain pose here for a moment to really feel that the feet need to be deepening into the earth. Maybe take the balls and the toes up and spread them out so the foot is a little wider. Hug the ankles in, press the thighs back, press the glutes forward, drop that tailbone down, lift the low belly in and up, slightly engage the trapezius and the latissimus dorsi, these back muscles here, to lightly pull the shoulder blades down the back and just a little bit in towards the spine. Never do this, pulling the shoulders back and really squeezing there. Just it's a light movement. And then lengthen through the back of the neck, reach up through the crown of the head. So your neck health starts in your feet. So press them down, and then next would be your knees. So engage the thighs to lift the kneecaps up and spin those inner thighs back. Then tailbone reaches down, pulls forward. That's also that glute movement forward. And the core is engaged. So if the body is functioning in connection, grounding down, lifting up, muscular engagement is supporting the neck. So you should have very little effort through the neck and the head if the rest of the body is doing its job, its share of the work. And by inviting the feet, the legs, the core, the back to support the neck and the head, feel the buoyancy there in the neck and the head. And this is the aspect of non-harming, really protecting the neck and the head by engaging everything beneath it for support. And this practice also helps with non-lying. The body will not lie, it's honest, but listen to it. Really keep scanning down and through, and then up and through, and then down and through, and then back and forth. And notice if, the back body is overworking and you're stealing from the front body, or the front body's overworking and you're stealing from the back body. Same right to left, and just overall not being greedy, accepting what the body is offering, and then honoring the limitations as well. Non-excess. And last of all, really recede the face in towards the back of the skull. And that should help you to also lengthen the back of the neck. And you should feel that the back of the skull is balancing right over the sacrum. Not right over the sacrum, right above the sacrum would be a better way to say that. And then I'll just move this block over and inhale, circle up, exhale, pull it down and through, touch the earth, and step back again to downward facing dog if that's what's best for you, to feel the whole body again engaging, lifting, expanding. Or you can come down to puppy if that's easier for you, and still feel the whole body is working, and then place the head on the block or the mat. Or I offer this dolphin pose, coming into the forearms, keeping the hands, the wrists, the forearms shoulder width apart, and let that heart sink in towards the earth. Bring the back of the dorsal spine, the upper spine, in towards the heart.
Tuck the toes under, lift the hips up any amount that you can. And then once you're there, just drop that neck and head. But keep moving the heart back of the spine towards the heart towards the legs, any amount that you can. And again, not taking more than what is offered, non-excess, non-greed. Let the body tell its truth here, non-lying, satya, and above all, non-harming, and then not stealing. So making sure that you're not taking from one part of the body to give to another part of the body. From here, come down onto your knees, walk those forearms ahead of you as needed. You want to land, walk the knees back with the pelvis on the mat and the shoulders right over the elbows. Hug the ankles in, reach back through the tailbone, lift up through the navel, nose points down, back of the neck long, reach through the crown of the head. Sphinx pose. And then, as you're ready, pressing the elbows back, sliding the hands back, and lifting up and back to downward facing dog. Or if you need to come into this next posture from kneeling, feel free to do that. So it's up to you. From down dog, inhale, reach that right leg back behind you. Exhale, lift the knee, fold the knee, pull it forward, step that right foot towards the top of the mat. Let that left knee, drop down. And hug that left ankle in, and you can keep the toes tucked under or press the front of the foot down, whatever is best for you. And then you'll actually walk that right foot a little bit out to the right. Yep, it's a balancing act for sure. And even turning the knee and the toes, try to keep them in alignment out a little bit and dropping to the outer edge of the right foot, any amount that is good for you. Feel free to have something under your left knee as well. And again, you may want blocks here. So this may be your lizard pose. That's what this is. Really dropping down through the tailbone, pressing forward through that left glute, pressing to the outer edge of the right foot, lift up through the front body, spread that chest. And again, can you feel the softness through the throat, the buoyancy of the head as the rest of the body provides support from the ground up. So you could stay here. You might not need the blocks, or you might need them at a different height, or you could have the hands on the mat. You could also, and this is why I did the Sphinx pose first, come into Sphinx pose from here. It is totally unnecessary to do that. What is necessary is to be non-harming, be truthful. What do you really need here? How can you support yourself? And at the same time, you don't want to be lazy, because that's harming too. So don't steal from one place, collapsing in one place so that you can open in another place. Make sure everything is a little engaged and a little bit opening. And then as you're ready, doing whatever you need to do. Maybe it's just sliding that right knee back and then stepping the left foot forward, or maybe you find your way back to downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg to the sky. Exhale, bend that knee, pull it forward, plant the left foot. Take that left foot out to the left, open the knee, and the toes in the same plane, so to speak. And whatever you need to do with that back foot, but do hug that back ankle in. And again, be honest with yourself as to what you need here so that you are non-harming, non-stealing, non-excessive, non-greedy. Whatever that is, from this to this to this. So if you're here, you want to make sure that your heart is still coming forward and the hips are really dropping. And that should be true. I should have said this on the first side, but now you know. Lift up through the low belly, pull forward through the heart, drop that tailbone down. And then, however it works for you, maybe just sliding the foot back, maybe you tuck the right toes under and step back to downward facing dog. And then walking the feet forward, finding that forward fold. Lift the quadriceps up to lift the kneecaps up. Empty out the breath. Navel to spine. Shoulders out of the ears. Heart wide. Neck and head completely relaxed. And inhale, float up. Reach to the sky. Exhale, hands to the center of the chest. And turn to face the long edge of your mat. And take a nice wide step here. And from the head of the femur bone, turn that right foot out. And from the head of the femur bone, bump that left heel back. Inhale, float the arms up. Exhale, slide the right knee forward, any amount that you can. And then we'll inhale, shrug the shoulders up towards the ears. And exhale, roll them down the back. Start really with the upper shoulder blade for that action. And then from the middle shoulder blade, lift up towards the ears and roll the middle shoulder blade down the back. So we might start to even open the palms here. And then inhale, shrug the shoulders up, palms down. And on this last action here, pull the elbows in towards the waist, palms up, and feel the lower shoulder blade really drop down and pull forward and in. And again, let the legs be strong, core is strong, back is strong, and neck and head released and relaxed. From here, come to Garudasana arms. So left elbow over right, and maybe just give yourself a big hug here, opening up through the back of the heart, back of the neck long, or cross the elbows, the wrists, and then face the palms. Lift the elbows up, move the wrists away from the nose. Release, inhale back up, and then exhale, drop the left arm down, inhale right arm up, and reach the hands towards each other. So the right hand, the palm is facing the heart. The left hand, the back of the hand is facing the heart. And if you can grip the fingers together, feel free to do that. So I'll just show that from a different angle so you can really see what's happening here. And these are Gomukhasana arms. So again, be honest with yourself. You want to be able to keep that neck and head in alignment. So if you need to let go a little for that to happen, let go a little bit. And then inhale, come back through your warrior two. Exhale, release. And we'll do the other side. And I'm turning around so I can face you again. And again, head of the femur bone is where you move the feet from. Strengthen the legs. Float the arms. Move that left knee forward. Try to not move the rest of the body forward. Just the knee. Pelvis drops down. Reach into the back arm, the back leg. Inhale, shoulders up to the ears. And exhale, slightly move the palms forward and take the top of the shoulder blades down. Inhale, shoulders up to the ears, palms down. Exhale, mid shoulder blade, palms up. Inhale, shoulders up to the ears. Exhale, bottom of the shoulder blade down the back. Elbows dock into the waist, palms to the sky. Everything strong, engaged. And then as you're ready, Garudasana arms, other elbow in front.
right elbow in my case. Hopefully you kept track of what you did last time, or you could just give yourself the hug. Whatever you need to do here. Pull the elbows forward and up. Move the wrists away from the nose. Open up. Lift the neck up out of the upper back. And then releasing. We'll come into our arms here. So now the right hand goes behind and down, down and behind. Left arm up and over. Again, here, make sure that you're not cranking your neck to be able to do this. So if keeping the neck long and the head balancing evenly over the neck means you have to back off a little bit, just let go. You can just reach that right arm behind you any amount, reach that left arm up and over any amount. Make sure that the neck and the head maintain their integrity, their freedom, their ease. And then release back to your warrior. Inhale, exhale, come up and out. All 10 toes pointing straight ahead. And then heel and toe, jump, walk, however you can get your feet back together. And bring the palms back to the center of the chest. And then from here, back up to the top of the mat. Inhale, reach straight from the heart up to the sky. Gaze up, keep space in the back of the neck, no stealing from the back of the neck just because we're looking up. And then exhale, really bring that chin in towards the throat, full forward fold, touch the earth. And inhale, come up halfway, wide across the collarbones, shoulders out of the ears, sides of the neck long. And exhale, find your way back through a down dog or whatever posture allows you to end up in seated on your mat. So I'm taking a blanket to put under my sit bones. And take your legs out wide. Whatever is comfortable for you here. And pull the toes in towards you. Reach from the inner groin out through the inner heel and lift up through that front body. And let the head be buoyant at the top of the neck. And then fold that right knee. You don't need to bring the foot to the thigh. That's not what we're going for here. And then as you're ready, start to lean out over that left leg, but spin the ribs, the heart, up to the sky. And then here, reach the left arm out and wrap it around your skull so the palm of the left hand is on the left temple or ear. No forcing or straining here whatsoever. And I'm just letting the right arm completely relax. But stay lifting up and over through that left side body. And just see if you can create some space in the right side of the neck. And then when you're ready, take the left hand to the left side and gently pull yourself back up to center. Make sure that the neck and the head did not do the work there. The core, the arm support is what lifted the head and neck back to this position. And then stretch the right leg out. Once again, Upavista Konasana. Reach out from the groin, through the inner line of the leg, through the inner heel, but pull the toes towards you. And then fold that left leg, left knee. And start to reach out over the right side body. Really keep reach out over the right leg with the right side body. So you're not just falling to the right, you're really engaging the right side body in many ways here. It's reaching, but it's also turning the torso, the ribs, the heart to the sky. And then this left arm is going to be pretty lazy here through the rest. We'll let it relax. And as you're ready, sweeping that right arm out, really reach out. Feel how that supports the right side body. And then up and over to whatever you can reach. Maybe it's just the top of your head. It doesn't matter. If you can reach the ear, fine. If you can reach the left side of the neck, wow. And then staying engaged, no forcing or straining, no harming. Don't steal from one part to give to another. Keep it balanced and even. Non-excess, being honest, non-lying, and feeling how these restraints really do help to keep the neck and the head feeling buoyant, lifted. And as you're ready, releasing that right arm and bring the right hand to the right side of the face. And make sure the head and the neck don't do any of the work here. It's the core and then the arm, sort of an extension of the core. Usually the arm is an extension of the heart, but in this case, it was really an extension of what the core was doing. And then from here, just coming into a seated posture, sitting up nice and tall, noticing if it's a little easier to sit up nice and tall now than it was at the beginning of the practice. And put the other ankle in front if you are sitting cross-legged, just to keep that balance. And again, slightly recede the face in towards the back of the skull. And maybe the back of the skull also moves back into the space behind you just a little bit. So the ventral vagus system, when it's overactivated, it will do this sort of reaching out, right? And then we start to collapse through the dorsal area. So we want to lift up through the dorsal area and then actually relax the ventral vagus pathways. And it may be a little counterintuitive, but these social ethics of non-actions really do help to relax and release any tension in the ventral vagus pathways, which then allows us to engage socially from this really safe place. Non-harming, non-lying, non-stealing, non-greed, and non-excess. So it might seem like, well, wouldn't this be a more socially engaged action? No, that is a scared action right there. And what you want is to stay in your center, stay balanced, and your social engagement will come from this place of being centered and grounded in the yamas. Make sure you practice a quick shavasana or a long one if you prefer. Namaste.